Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez-Shomont. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Appreciate y'all's support of the channel. I just got back from the Miami Hurricanes Bethune-Cookman game. I was leaving updates throughout the night on the Instagram handle. That's Come On Now Podcast. If you haven't followed us there yet on Instagram, hit us up, Come On Now Podcast, and follow us there. Of course, follow us right here. Subscribe to this channel. We'll be dropping a lot of content over the next couple of days on the game and the game coming up next week against South Florida, which is going to be a big one now after the South Florida Bulls knocked off the Florida Gators in Gainesville, no less. Let's talk about this game with Miami and Bethune-Cookman. Miami wins 45-3. Carson Beck is a record setter in the Miami books, 2 games into his Miami career. He starts off the game 15 of 15. He finishes the game, which broke a record set by Vinny Testaverde 39 years ago. God, I was 8 years old. 39 years ago, where Vinny Testaverde started the game off 14 of 14. So Carson Beck finishes the game 22 of 24. He played a little bit into the second half and then pretty much sat at probably for about the last 25 minutes or so. He goes 22 of 24 for 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of them to CJ Daniels, a 212.6 QB rating, 92% completion percentage. Carson Beck was surgical tonight, but I have to be honest. But before I get to the other part, let's talk about the good of tonight. Malachi Toney is special, people. You need to watch this kid play football. He is special. I'm not playing with you. He's special. I was walking into the press room. He must have had 30 people there for him wearing Tony 10 t-shirts they had made, the custom t-shirts they had made. Probably a good 30 people there for him. This kid is special, man. He's going to be a kid that goes down into the University of Miami Hall of Fame. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 2 games in, provided that he does not get hurt, does not deal with injuries. This kid is going to be a Hall of Famer in Miami football, and he's going to be a pro. He is a future first round pick. Saying this shit 2 games in, provided he does not get hurt, he is a future first round pick, future Miami Hurricanes football Hall of Fame player. What he does in the NFL, we'll see. But the kid is a beast. And I'm gonna nickname him the Yak Master because this dude, 7 targets, 6 catches, 80 yards receiving, 69 yards after the catch. Dude is special. A lot of swing passes, short slants. He's shaking dudes out their shoes, people. That was a play where he just did a juke on I just gave myself a headache, man. He did a juke on a Bethune player. The guy was just stuck in mud. Could not, I'm sorry, cement would be a better. Couldn't move. Filthy, filthy footwork. And he has made an impact on his teammates. CJ Daniels spoke very highly of Malachi Toney, talked about how he is a leader. He's 17, man. We're going to do more on Malachi Toney because this kid is going to be one that I think we're going to be talking about on a week-to-week basis. Bryce Fitzgerald gets his first interception. Another freshman gets his first interception late in the 4th quarter when Bethune was trying to punch it in on a 4th down play. He cuts right in front of the receiver last minute in the end zone for a great interception. This is a young man who wasn't able to play in the spring because Columbus High School doesn't have early, graduation. So he didn't get spring ball. All he got was pretty much fall camp and summertime. Already see him playing time. I think this is a guy that you're going to see a lot more of as the season progresses. He had that first week. He talked about Malachi Toney also, talking about 5:30 a.m. Malachi Toney's in that room, on that field catching balls. And it's inspiring. And he got to step his game up because he wants to be, they're both in the same class. So lots of praise from the teammates. CJ Daniels, 5 catches, 73 yards, 5 targets. Again, Carson Beck was 22 of 24. Daniels, two more great catches, SportsCenter type plays. This guy is building up a photo collage of ridiculous catches. 5 for 73, 2 touchdowns, along a 40. He scores the first touchdown. I mean, with a guy draped all over him to make it 7-0 in the first quarter. Miami was in control. Miami dominated. You ask for domination, you get domination. They dominated as expected. Now, defensively, they took care of business. They took care of business, held Bethune to 191 on total yards, 99 yards passing, 92 yards rushing. Really only a couple of breakdown type plays. But there was no flair to tonight. No flair. And what I mean by flair is the big plays weren't there. I mean, CJ Daniels has that 40-yard pass play, but beyond that, there were no other plays that went from only one other play went for 30 yards. And that was Gerard Pringle Jr. getting a 30-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. He finished with 2 carries for 36 yards. He broke the long run right there for a 30-yard touchdown. So beyond that, there was not the big plays weren't there. They didn't bust out big ones. I was hoping at the very least to see the big plays. I didn't feel a lot of energy in this game. I really didn't. I mean, and I guess you could say it's to be expected, but here's the thing. I'm watching Florida State last week against Alabama get a 31-17 win. And look, obviously, I think Bethune-Cookman is a better team than East Texas A&M, but Florida State dropped 77 and was up 42-0 halfway through the second quarter and sat Tommy Castellanos the rest of the game. That was what I was hoping to see tonight from Miami. I wanted to see this game be a 40-point game at halftime. I wanted Carson Beck to be in flip-flops and a T-shirt after the break. Instead, he had to come back out because the game was only 28-3. Miami scored on every possession in the first half, but that should tell you the type of game it was. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. But every drive was a drive. It wasn't easy work. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy work. The first drive, 5 plays, 90 yards. Second drive, 9 plays, 74 yards. Third drive, 8 plays, 68 yards. Fourth drive, 11 plays, 71 yards. All of these drives ate up clock. All of them were eating up clock. And so when you have that type of clock usage, now look, Bethune was running play clocks down to nothing. And Bethune did not really try to do much. It was like they were just trying to stay away from getting absolutely shellacked. They didn't challenge. They didn't go downfield. Most of their throws were swing passes. Now, a lot of Carson Beck's throws were swing passes. He didn't, outside the 40-yard pass play to CJ Daniels, I only think he went downfield like one other time, and it was an incomplete pass to Malachi Toney. But again, a lot of swing passes, short dump offs. Their QB goes 13-15. He goes 13-15, but again, 86 yards. So yeah, defense held them to 33 carries on 92 yards rushing. Did not see what I wanted to see in terms of lots of turnovers. The way you score 77 points is you get turnovers. You get a pick six, you get a fumble in, deep in territory and stuff like that. And Miami did get a fumble. Miami's 2 turnovers, though, were forced with Bethune going in. So only 1 sack on the night by Ruben Bain. I was looking for 5 from the D-line. So that was a little bit disappointing. This is now where I'm going to talk about the things that I didn't see that I wanted to see. I wanted to see the defensive line crush Bethune. But I do think that part of it was because he was just dumping the ball off so quickly. There were some blitzes that were drafted up early in the game. Scott got into the backfield at one point with a hit that created an incomplete pass. The interception by Fitzgerald late. There was a fumble recovery. So they had they forced 2 turnovers. But realistically, it wasn't. They only got 3 points off of the turnovers. Time of possession was fairly even, 31:55 to 28:05. They kept, I believe they kept Carson Beck completely clean. I don't think they sacked. Let me see, with any sacks on there. They got 1 sack. I think that was on Emery Williams. He did get a chance to play, which was big. That they had 2 sacks actually. I think both those sacks were on Emery Williams, if I recall correctly. But I remember one where he fumbled, the offensive lineman recovered it. Coming off the bench, Emery Williams goes 8 for 12, 77 yards, does not have a touchdown pass. Mark Fletcher goes 11 carries, 86 yards. Pringle has 2 carries, 36 yards. Marty Brown, 7 carries for 35. They got a lot of guys off. They got guys off the bench. Jordan Lyle did not play today. Disappointing. He's dealing with some little dings. The one that really disappointed me was JoJo Trader. He did not play tonight. And that was a guy who I'm like, is he going to get snaps? And now I have to expect that he's probably not going to see many snaps this weekend against South Florida. I got to be real about it. I was hoping to see him get opportunity today, but apparently he got hurt or dinged up late in the week, and he didn't even dress, from what was reported by Mario Cristobal in the post-game presser. That was a major blow, I think, for him, obviously, because this was a chance to get reps, a chance to be on the field. Like that. That sucks for him. Ray Joseph gets 2 catches for 25 yards. Elijah Lofty has 3 for 21. It was a lot. There were a lot. I mean, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 pass catchers today for 30, completions. Like I said, this performance was dominant, but it wasn't glitzy. It wasn't glamoury. It wasn't memorable. It wasn't box office type stuff. You're gonna win, but it was almost as if the Canes were just running the ball, especially early. A lot of running the ball. And I get they wanted to set the tempo with the line of scrimmage and all that stuff, but he didn't break any runs. The longest run that the Canes had was 17 yards before the fourth quarter. So they've had 543 yards of offense, only 4 penalties for 50 yards, 4 for 6 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. Uh, like I said, it was a dominant performance, but it wasn't what I was hoping to see. I wanted to see I wanted to see them score 60 points against this team. I wanted to see big plays. I wanted to see turnovers. Now, defensively, Wesley Besaint gets ejected. I think he was on the first possession of the game, actually. I think it was 3 plays into the game specifically. If I'm not mistaken. I believe that was 3 possessions into the game that he got ejected. Let me verify this because I'm pretty sure that's when it was. So let me see here. Bethune gets the ball to start the game. No gain. 3-yard gain. Yeah, here it is. 3 plays in. Wesley Besaint gets ejected for targeting. I hate the targeting rule. I absolutely hate it. It is the worst rule in college football. Look, you want to give people a 15-yard penalty for it? Fine. Ejecting people from games for a helmet to helmet when you wear helmets is the dumbest rule in college football. It is the dumbest rule in college football. You're wearing a helmet. It's going to make contact with helmets. Now, look, I saw the replay. I'm at the game. You see the replay. He needs to know better because this is not the first time he's done something like this. He escaped being ejected last year versus Cal because it was very, very close. Similar situation, except his helmet didn't go. It was similar. And you have to not put your head down. Like it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was, it cost him an opportunity. And He didn't get to play the entire game. He played 3 plays. So that was a disappointment for him, obviously. But again, you have to be smarter. You can't make these types of mistakes. And yeah, like yeah, you just can't. Anything else defensively that I can think of? They had 10 tackles for loss, so that's definitely good. But overall, I mean, like I said, dominant, but nothing flashy. Miami plays host South Florida, 4:30 p.m. at the Hard Rock next Saturday. It's going to be a huge game. Both teams are 2-0. South Florida's coming off of a big win in Gainesville. And then a week later, Miami gets to host the Gators before playing Florida State. And I have a big feeling that this Miami Florida State game is going to be a top 10 matchup. After watching today, I know it was East Texas A&M, but yo, it's going to be a top 10 matchup, and it's going to be a fun one. So that's all I got for this edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts of the game. Was it what you expected, hoped for, etc.? Like I said, I know what I hoped for. I didn't see what I wanted to see, but a 45-3 win is a 45-3 win. That said, next week they get a mobile quarterback in South Florida, from South Florida, and it's going to be a much tougher game. They better be ready to play. They better be ready to go when the first kickoff. I want to see energy. I want to see excitement. I want to see enthusiasm, and the crowd needs to show up today. I will say this: Bethune-Cookman decided last minute not to bring their band, which sucked because this game damn near sold out from what I had read. But you can see that a lot of people probably found out that the band wasn't coming, so they decided to not come either. There might have been 40, 45,000 in the stadium, maybe. So all that said, big 45-3 win, Miami over Bethune-Cookman, hosting South Florida next week. See what happens, people. And once again, come right here for all of your unfiltered coverage of Miami Hurricanes football, because that's what we do. We're unfiltered. That's why we call it Hurricanes Unfiltered, because we're not going to just pussyfoot around and give you all the sweet nothings. We're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and hopefully it's always good. But like I said, there's going to be some bad and there's going to be some ugly. The Canes have played 2 games, no turnovers. That's great. That's absolutely fabulous. So y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.